Hey everyone, I'm Ajadang, and yes, the lighting is a little bit off. We are in a new space, and that's because my apartment got flooded. But more on that later. Today is going to be a new type of monthly budget video, and we talked about this last month. So instead of doing my normal kind of like budget roundups for the month, and then what I can look forward to the next month, we're gonna kind of switch it up a little bit, see what you all think, and do more of like things that I accomplished this month / things that happened, things that I did this month. I think that's probably a better way to say it. There are a couple reasons why I kind of wanted to switch up the monthly budget format. One, the monthly budget formats are all ending up looking the same at this point. So this is kind of something where I can talk about my budget / other things that happened. And I'm hoping by doing that, you will also kind of assess what you accomplished and the things that you did in the month as well. And I don't know, I think that's just kind of like a really healthy practice for us to just start reflecting more on what happened in the month. So that is what we're going to do today. And please do like, share, and subscribe if you are like down with this new change. And yeah, I really appreciate your support. Let's just kind of talk about what's happening here. One of the things that happened in the month of August is our apartment got flooded. And a lot of you might have seen it in my IG stories, and it happened like 2 days ago. So if I'm looking tired, that's why, because it's just been exhausting kind of working through this. So basically like 3 days ago, I was at home and the dog started barking. I'm like, what's happening? And then I hear like this gargling sounds like coming through my wall. And I'm like, this is weird. And then my wall started leaking. Our apartment is right next door to a trash chute that has a water faucet hookup. So when people like water the plants around the community, they'll use that hookup and, you know, water the plants. But someone, I know who it is, but allegedly, someone broke that faucet and ran away from the scene and didn't call anyone to help. So it was gushing out water to the point where when I opened up the door to look like what was happening, it just like the water just went into my face. It was like intense. So the fire department had to come, management had to come. Moral of the story is our first level of our loft is flooded, or was flooded. And that's where I was holding the planners, my master plan planners. So that was really stressful. Fortunately, they all ended up okay. Even as I'm mailing out the products now, I'm double checking that there's no water damage done, but I think the planners are okay. The immediate damage was just kind of like against that wall. We have no floorboards. They removed it to make sure to like start drying out the wall. So we have a fan running 24/7 in our apartment. And then in a couple of days, they're gonna come kind of check the wall to make sure that everything is like dried out. And then from there kind of like proceed. So that is being taken care of. The complex that we live in is taking care of that. I have contacted our renter's insurance to claim just a couple things. Like I said, it was very kind of like in one section. So just a lot of like the dresser or some of the wooden furniture pieces that were against that wall need to be replaced. But other than that, it could have been worse because we've had a fire in our apartment and that was bad. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that happened years ago. A lot of the like larger complexes in LA make it a requirement that you have to have renter's insurance before moving into the complex. So honestly, that's probably the only reason why I had it in the first place, but now I realize how important renter's insurance is. So if you don't already have renter's insurance, highly recommend that you get it. I think we pay $315 for the whole year. And I have Dean's and Homer insurance. I don't know even how I found them. It was probably recommended through one of my older complexes, and we just like stuck around with them because, you know, they have done us well when we needed them. So there's that. So let's talk about finances. So one of the things that I did this month, that I started to implement this month, is actually a 50-50 split, which I've never done my budget like that. But basically I decided to try it out because now with the wedding and with still like all these other financial goals, I thought it might be more, I don't know, I just thought I wanted to try it out, see if I could kind of streamline the savings process a little bit. So what I do now is once I get a paycheck and I take out all my taxes, whatever that money is, that amount is, I split it 50-50. 50 towards financial goals, 50 towards, you know, me. And I think it's been going pretty well. So some of the things that I'm saving for: HSA, a Roth, backdoor Roth for me, the house still, the wedding, and then sinking funds. So, and the sinking funds are then like broken off into other sinking funds. So there's like 5 things, like major things that I'm saving for. So I decided to kind of just try and see if a 50-50 split between those goals and then everything else would make my life easier. And I don't know if it's easier. I think I need a couple more months to figure out if I like doing it that way, because normally I would just like get my paycheck, kind of do like a mental breakdown of things that I have in the month, and then just throw money at things. So it wasn't really like intentional. It was just like, what do I feel like putting towards a down payment today? But I'm basically almost done saving for an HSA for this year. A little bit behind the Roth, but we have some time. Almost done with health insurance and car insurance for next year, which is like coming up, which is why I'm throwing a lot of my sinking fund money into those, because they're larger goals as well. And then, yeah. So here is, you guys have been wanting to see numbers. So here is my number breakdown of my, I would say, like savings goals. And I want to preface this by saying again, I am a high income earner. I'm very grateful for that, because it wasn't always like that. So the numbers you are about to see, I fully understand, might discourage some of you, and that's the reason why I stopped showing numbers and just concentrated more on like percentages. But here it is. So for like retirement / HSA, I contributed $31.50 in the month of August. For the house down payment, I contributed $27.90, which is a lot lower than I really wanted to. For the wedding, I contributed $38.21. And then for sinking funds, I contributed $29.56. So that total is about 57% of my monthly income. It's hard balancing these priorities because I really want to get out of this effing apartment complex, but you know, saving for a house down payment now has to take a back seat to saving for a wedding. And even though it's going to be a very small wedding, it's still going to be hella expensive. You know, I'm looking at it and, you know, I would have liked to contribute more to a house down payment, but, you know, c'est la vie, the life I chose. Speaking of the wedding, the third thing that happened to me in the month of August is that we settled on a date and we settled on a location. So Asia Bryan wedding is happening next year. So we're getting married in Hawaii, and for all of you, you might be rolling your eyes because I have been very vocal of the fact that I hate destination weddings. I hate it. I'm currently saving for 2 destination weddings that aren't even mine in my sinking funds for next year and for 2023. So it's just like really expensive, and I fully understand it, and it makes me feel like a hypocrite. But to be honest, like we have to go where Popo goes. Popo is my 94-year-old grandmother, so we need to make her comfortable, and she obviously needs to be there. So we're taking the wedding to Popo. I actually would have preferred to get married in LA just because it's easier. It's easier for people to get to if they live on the mainland. But again, Popo comes first. Popo is the priority, so we're getting married in Hawaii. But I actually found it really difficult to find a venue in Hawaii that I love, because a lot of them were just not up to par for what I wanted. So there's a couple places that I narrowed it down to, and then that I just saw online, and I would like ask my friends who got married there, or like who were at the wedding, like what their thoughts were. And a lot of consideration was for popo. So there was one location that I honestly don't even remember the name of it, but it was like on a hilltop, and it rained during her wedding and it made it muddy. So if popo had to, one, walk up a hill, and then two, have to walk through mud if it rained, which is very likely in Hawaii, that would have been very, very difficult for her. So all of this is kind of just thinking about how comfortable popo can be. I found this location because one of my girlfriends from high school got married there. And the cool thing is one, not only is it beautiful, but two, you can rent out the entire like acres and acres and acres of their land for how much? I think it was like $4,500. So I put the deposit down for half of that, just for the location. So we have to bring in everything else. But what I really like about the location is that they promote sustainability, they promote land conservation, which you all know that kind of stuff is really important to me. So I felt comfortable giving them my money. And if you know what location I'm talking about, I like beg you to not put it in the comment section at this moment. I would just want things to like move forward a little bit more before announcing it. And also just like, I don't know if I even want to announce it until after the wedding. So if you know what location I'm talking about, I would really appreciate if you just like keep your mouth zipped. I will share it eventually, but at this moment, I don't really feel comfortable doing so, but don't worry. Trust me, you all are like, where are the wedding videos? I'm like, it's a lot. It's just so much to do. But basically, that's the only thing I have done for the wedding. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I really, really don't know what I'm doing. My girlfriend from San Francisco, Catherine Kalabokis, is one of like the best wedding planners in San Francisco. So she offered to kind of like help, but I do have to find like a team in Hawaii to do something. But honestly, like, I just need to go to Hawaii to meet vendors and all that stuff. But since, you know, the rise of Delta and, you know, honestly, tourists kind of overstaying their welcome and not realizing that it is an island that has limited resources, I don't really feel comfortable going to Hawaii just yet, even though like I'll be with my family and I'm, you know, am from there, so I like know better. But I'll kind of just wait till things die down a little bit and they can like regroup as an island chain as a whole. So until that happens, I feel like I'm kind of at a standstill as to what to do next. This week, actually the week that you're watching this video, my mom is coming into town to mostly get her hair cut, but we are gonna go see, try on some dresses. I made one appointment. I'm like, I know I need to do it because we're honestly like a year away, but it's just like so many other things I have to do. Anyways, if you know a good place to start for this like wedding thing, let me know in the comments, because I'm just like, da-dee-da-dee-da, it'll get done eventually, which probably not the best mindset to think of when planning a wedding. The fourth and fifth thing have to do with my small business master plan. The fourth thing is we launched our academic 2021 planner. It is like a regular planner. The layouts are all different. You can see them in like this video, you can see them on social, but ultimately it was the planner that I built because I wish I had this planner in college, and with a lot of graduates who have seen this layout have said that they wish they had this planner in college just to like better prepare you for adulting. So it's actually one of my favorite layouts. I love that it's a horizontal planner just because it gives you more space to write in. There's a lot of amazing like built-in layouts for scholarships and debt tracking, and of course there's monthly and weekly budgeting and all like school stuff. Actually, this is my favorite layout, the projects, monthly projects and exams page. But yeah, I'm actually really happy about this. But we launched last week, and yeah, check it out if you are interested in it before it sells out, which we're almost over halfway through our inventory. So, and they won't be restocking this year. So if you're interested, I'd recommend kind of checking it out now before it sells out. And then similarly, we have the Undated Planner, which launched yesterday. If you're watching this on Tuesday, it launched on Monday. And that hasn't been available since March of this year. So people have been waiting for it. So if you've been one of those people, it's finally arrived, it's finally live. So go ahead and check it out. But on top of the launch of the planners, we launched a new master plan website. I had to figure out affordable shipping costs because I know that was a really major issue the first launch. So I decided on an $8 flat rate shipping for domestic and then $20 for international. And again, I know a lot of you are used to free shipping, but a lot of small businesses just can't afford that. It's just not it's not realistic. So that's that. And then like just doing all the social on top of the launch stuff has been pretty exhausting, but we finally did it. We are going to start pre-sailing the 2022 planners within the next, I would say, couple months. So check it out because those will get picked up real quick. The fifth thing that I did in the month of August was actually incorporated master plan. So master plan is official in the eyes of state of California. We are a C Corp. And the reason why I needed to do that, which honestly wasn't even in my plan, was that I needed to open a separate bank account for master plan, and you can't do that without being incorporated, which I honestly didn't know was a thing. I thought you could just like open up a business account. And you can't, you have to be incorporated. You have to have an EIN. I did that for that reason, and that reason being is I need to separate all the monies for master plan outside of my personal account because it's just like getting too much, and I am struggling. Miss Budgeting Girl is really struggling on the financials of this business. So I've actually been partnered as part of my entrepreneurial accelerator program. I've been partnered with a CEO who is in the financial space. She is a Black woman. Her name is Shiloh. And she is helping me get my bookkeeping in order for master plan. And I have to tell you, I was like, when I was talking to Shiloh, I told her, I was like, you know, I'm supposed to be this like budgeting girl, and I'm embarrassed because I don't know what I'm doing with the financials of this company. And she's like, don't be embarrassed because it is totally different. So anything that I learned about how to do bookkeeping and how to keep your financials on track for small businesses, I will for sure do a video about it on this channel, because if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm sure that I'm not alone in that when it comes to small business ownership. So we actually have a call on Wednesday, a 1-hour call on Wednesday to kind of go through the bookkeeping process and how to best streamline it. I did get not only a checking account for master plan, but a credit card for master plan. That way things can like just go on that credit card. I can get points. Your girl's a point girl now. And it would just like kind of be easiest to separate church and state, essentially, ajadang and master plan. So there's a lot going on. I just like honestly want a staycation. So maybe that's something I gift myself. Oh my God, it is September. Oh my God, I need to redo my quarterly goals. If you haven't seen my quarterly goals video, just know that I haven't accomplished anything on my quarterly goals that I did, just because like the moment that video posted was the moment I got engaged. So the things that I planned to do for the rest of the year have to be pushed back because there's just other things to do. So I think what I actually might start doing outside of like the 5 tips is I actually think I might start Twitch streaming stuff like this, building my monthly budget, going over my weekly budget, building my quarterly goals, going through, you know, wedding budget and all that stuff. I think I might start Twitch streaming that, which I think would be kind of fun. And it's honestly low effort for me because it's something I would do regardless. And now it's just on camera. So haven't really thought too fully about that, but that is something that I do want to do this year. Let's just add more on top of my to-do list. Let's just do that, shall we? Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you kind of liked the switch up of the monthly budget video. You still got some money talk in it. You still got to look at my financials. Here's my monthly budget. It is chaotic. I also do plan on doing a paycheck routine video, kind of showing you all my process once I receive a paycheck, how I go about kind of like distributing it and everything, which I think hopefully, oh yeah, that's another thing is I got paid this month, which is really nice. But because last month was an issue, but this month we're good. But yeah, I think I definitely want to do that paycheck routine video as well. So add that one to the list. Please let us know in the comments 3 to 5 things that you did in the month of August, okay? Remember, it's always great to reflect, and it's always great to remind yourself on the things that you've done, big or small, because it just, I feel like, propels you forward into just like a mentally healthier place, okay? I'm ajadang. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on next video. Bye.